And I'm sure we're seeing other people that are using the immigration platform to come out and just act, crazy.
The Wall Street Journal editorial board has this piece out this morning about what we've seen play out in these images. Are just it's horrific what's really happened there. It says the deportation war begins. And it says that, Donald Trump's got a mandate, but protests in California show the trouble that might lie ahead. There's first off, you've got the National Guard troops, 2,000, they're now on the ground. But then you had Defense Secretary Hegseth saying that the Marines are on standby at Camp Pendleton.
The left hates America, championing themselves as the party of inclusiveness, the party of high moral standards, the party of common sense. This is what they would like you to believe. The party that embraces all alike, the party for democracy, the party that's here to save democracy. But yet you will hear not one of these individuals on any of these networks, CNN, MSNBC, etc., condemn this type of behavior when it comes, especially trying to stop individuals that are of ICE that comes in to remove illegal individuals who entered this country illegally. You can't make this up. This is very disturbing. Allow us to check in with some more individuals. Allow us to listen to this young lady share her opinion about what's going on in LA. And I'm assuming that she's from LA and the illegal immigrants and legal citizens burning up the county for the illegals that are there. Allow her to jump in and share what she thinks about this situation.
I'm trying my hardest to understand why the ICE protesters, some of them, are going around and waving their country flag, but yet they won't go home.
Make that make sense. How disrespectful, how amazingly ungrateful these individuals who come into America and fight to stay in America, but are waving the flags of their country. Why don't you go back to your country? And even if you are a legal immigrant and you're waving the flag of any country besides America, then why not go back to your country? Why are you in America? It makes no sense. Let's go on to this next individual and allow him to break down a few things. There'll be some profanity in here a little bit, so please excuse that. But the point that is being driven is what I want to get across. So allow us to pull this next individual up and see what he has to say about his situation and what he thinks about what's going on.
Oh my God. So it's looking like we got to address a few things because the liberals in my comments is not comprehending. So this is what I'm going to need y'all to do, liberals. Listen. I'm going to need y'all to be quiet and open up your ears, okay? All right? So now, addressing these riots, bro. Why do y'all keep saying, because the Black Lives Matter riots and all that, bro? Bro, what are you guys talking about? I have never agreed with it. I have never agreed with rioting and tearing down the fucking city to prove a fucking point when it don't never prove nothing. I don't even agree with marching because I feel like it don't do nothing. So for y'all liberals that keep getting in my comments talking about some but the Black Lives Matter protest, you was okay with it. No, I was not okay with it. Okay, let me make.
This is the thing. Individuals think because we are black that we automatically roll with the Black Lives Matter movement. I never rolled with that movement, and not because I'm conservative, because I'm not. I'm not because I'm a Republican, because I'm not. I understood that movement didn't stand for anything but what it ended up being revealed that it stood for. That was the fleecing of the emotions of black people when it came to death by police. So these individuals exploited the emotional response that they knew blacks would engage in and formed the movement Black Lives Matter, and took in all the donations and the funds and enriched themselves while not changing not one iota of a condition within the inner city that needs to be changed in order to truly prove that Black Lives Matter. Just saying a slogan and embracing that slogan and acting as if you stand for something is nothing. Again, that organization was a fraud from day one. It has been exposed as being a fraud. It plays on the emotions of black individuals because of they know how emotional blacks get when it comes, especially when it comes to police engagement and involvement in the murder or in the killing, justified or not, of a black person. And they use that to get a lot of money, to cause a lot of destruction, to riot, and to be justified and backed by these liberal politicians, etc. You can't make this type of nonsense up. And so I agree with this young man on that, and how we must understand that rioting in no way, shape, or form is conducive to building up a community that is impoverished, or even destroying property doesn't do or change the condition that is causing the poverty that is in America or in the communities that they are riding in. And again, you're riding for to try to prevent the removal of those who entered the country illegally. The country has laws. You say you want to save democracy. You cannot save any democracy if you have no laws. And again, I said many times before, I'm not a fan of government at all, but I understand that we need government in a limited capacity to keep law and order. And if the government is doing it in a way where it's not injustice, where they're not reaping out injustices on individuals based off skin, sex, etc., then you have it has a strong need, and its presence is absolutely necessary. Allow us to jump back to this Fox News and continue to look at how these individuals are destroying this city, and individuals again waving the flags of their country. Why not go back home? Allow us to jump into this.
Most definitely, but I think we can plan some of our operations better to make it safer for everybody.
Well, no, and it's up to the mayor of Los Angeles and the governor of California to maintain law and order in their cities. And if they can't do that, President Trump is saying, I will handle it for you, and hence the National Guard. I think my concern, and the reason I asked you that question, is just because of the safety of ICE officers, which we've already spoken about. Many are getting doxxed. That's why they've been wearing masks. They're getting criticized for that. And then the safety of our U.S. military men and women. I don't want to put them in harm's way, and I'm sure many, do not.
Imagine the liberal left, the ones who almost had a panic attack if you didn't have masks on during the COVID times, and the false information that was given out from Fauci and the CDC when it pertained to masks being a protector for an individual versus that individual likelihood of getting COVID, wearing a mask would protect them 6 feet distance. All that stuff turned out to be a falsehood, stuff that they made up. Nothing concrete in science that back what they said. And the liberals who are complaining about the ICE agents who are wearing masks to protect their identity, they sound ridiculous. These individuals do not want a democracy. So you hear them talk about that. You hear them holler about Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. No, what you allow and what you support when it comes to these riots, and you refuse to condemn That is a threat to democracy. So again, riots, violence, this is no way to conduct yourself in a civilized society. And this society is supposed to be civilized. And the only way it will ever reach any aspect of being really civilized is to have mature adults, mature children, to have mature-minded individuals who, when they challenge a law, that they do it with the respect of the society as a whole without committing violent acts in order to challenge the law, challenge whatever statute that they have a problem with. And this is how you defeat that. When you promote violence and you turn a blind eye and you talk about you love democracy, you're telling a lie. So allow her to continue.
As well. So we'll see if the National Guard can kind of quiet things down in the streets of L.A. Today. It's only 4:40 in the morning there. I want to move on to this. Maria spoke with Kentucky Senator Rand Paul on Sunday Morning Futures about border spending. And
allow me to leave you with this. If you are bold enough and so proud of your country that you're waving the flag of your foreign country, then you should live in that country. It makes no sense. You don't have to wave the American flag, but it makes absolutely no sense that you are waving the flag of another country while trying to condemn the country that you're in. Why don't you leave and go and celebrate in that country if it means that much to you? Again, have a beautiful day. If you like the commentary and the comments, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Have a beautiful day. Peace.